And welcome to the Nameless blog. I'm your host Aaron, and well, it's kind of interesting. We did do a WrestleMania Nameless blog, but we had some extreme technical difficulties. So,
We thought, why not get together and do one live on video?
and it happened to be Extreme Rules to boot,
we,
starting off the season.
we thought we'd kick it off, and it's finally good to see your face. Never know who I was working with. All those audio shows we've done.
This is a disguise still.
Yeah, you can't see his face. I can't see his face really.
Yeah, it's kind of
There's so much hair there, you can't see his face.
Yeah, but as I said, I am Aaron, and with me is the one, the only. What was your title again? We figured out the.
I got rid of my.
Oh, you got rid of your nickname. Oh, we gotta
did.
find a new one.
You can just refer to me as well, I don't know. Yeah, I got rid of it. You just you know, just
Oh, you don't want me to.
trusty. Yeah, just Adam. We'll go with Adam.
Just Adam. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we can
live
help
show.
him.
We'll do that. But anyways, Extreme Rules. What can you say about that?
Ooh, I think there's a difference between WrestleMania and Extreme Rules, like in terms of the match card and kind of.
The feeling you get.
Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah.
Which I mean, it's understanding WrestleMania is huge, but Extreme Rules is kind of like.
Well, this is what used to be Backlash.
Yeah, which I felt like Backlash was good because it felt like a fresh start.
Right, you didn't have to have a stipulation in every match.
Yeah, and which I mean, it makes sense in some senses, like CM Punk and
you just went to the next
Jericho.
level.
Yeah, you're going to the next level. But a lot of WrestleMania, it feels like that should be the end all. WrestleMania should be, for most of them, the end all.
Well, we don't have as many matches, so obviously,
But also, it's like Extreme Rules, again, like you said, not only is it the beginning of the season for Kid Count, but it also should kind of feel like the beginning for a new year for the superstars and their storylines.
Right, and because you always get that feeling after all, like, this is something new about to happen for the next year. Like the base mark. And this year we had quite a few people coming in. Some we were chanting for, and some we forgot who they were, honestly.
This time last year, we already had a WrestleMania match. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
The Rock. So, you ready to dive in and see what we got for Sunday?
I think we shall. And the first one, well, instead of diving, how about we spin it?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yes, how about we spin the wheel? A Raw. Well, it ain't a Raw. It's an extreme roulette wheel. For the first match is Big Show versus Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental Championship in a match yet determined, but will be determined during the Extreme Rules pre-show, and a roulette wheel, extreme roulette wheel, shall we say. And it's an 8-point match because we're pretty sure it's still going to be a specialty of some sort.
Yeah. Well, what is there to say about Big Show and Cody Rhodes?
Well, I think right off the bat, Big Show's now a Triple Crown champion and the Grand Slam champion.
Good job, Big Show.
And I think that's what really WrestleMania was designed for, is to get him this.
Yeah.
But is there a reason for him to lose it?
Well, I think eventually, I think this is going to come out good for Cody as well. I think this is going to keep up with Cody's, what do you call it? Decent storylines, good matches, solid matches.
Right.
I mean, I think it's just going to kind of keep that up. Because the Big Show and Cody Rhodes match was pretty good at WrestleMania.
It was okay, yeah.
Depending on what they have Sunday night, I mean,
Right, and that's also one of the things I want to ask you. Like, what match do you think we're going to have? Because this is a mystery match.
Yeah, I don't know. Hmm.
Would you like me to get my opinion first?
Because I don't have anything, I mean, to be honest.
Honestly, the only thing I can see him having is a last man standing match. A common thing for Extreme Rules And over the past few weeks, they've been kind of attacking each other's legs. Like, Great Khali and Big Show have been tagging here for the past few weeks, and Khali went down with a leg injury on the previous SmackDown. And then on Raw, he came back, but still was showing signs of that. And then Big Show was starting to get attacked in the leg, and then Great Khali was attacking Cody's leg. I mean, a lot of leg work going on there, you know?
Or Stacy Keebler when you need her.
Well, no, but Tori Wilson was at WrestleMania, though. Don't hurt your iTunes there.
Yeah, try not to.
So,
Yeah.
but that's like the only match I can really see
Yeah.
them doing.
Because I don't know what else would fit. Because usually, like, for example, when they have a cage match, it's usually because somebody interfered or someone's trying to cheat their way into a victory. And cage matches cut down on that.
Right, or they're trying to prevent people from getting DQs or counted out. Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
This ain't the problem with this
no,
match.
And I'm not sure, like, you know.
Plus, we just have a steel cage.
I think what would make sense is last man standing, knockout punch. I mean, those two
kind of go hand in hand,
yeah.
which Big Show's been doing for a while. So.
Or fist and face. Hand in hand, fist and face, because he punched
yeah,
a knockout.
Yeah, I like getting punched in the hand would not feel good. No.
You know what I'm thinking?
What?
Thinking there's a reason the shows didn't get uploaded and we had all those technical difficulties with writing like that.
Yeah.
So, Cody Rhodes, Big Show. What do you think? If somebody's having a struggle,
honestly,
what are you thinking?
The reason I'm sitting here saying I don't see any reason for Big Show not to win it, because one, if you say Cody did win, what has he done? Well, you just run a 200+ day Intercontinental Championship run for Cody Rhodes. Two, you just shot the Big Show in the knee, literally. Like, yeah, you got the Triple Crown and everything, you got what you want to accomplish, but you pretty much just made him a transition champion, too.
But is it really a transition champion if it goes back to the same guy?
Well, yeah, look at Edge and John Cena back in 2005 with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Edge won it, then Cena won it back 3 weeks later. Well, he just held it. Well, he just held on to it for a minute to say, "Hey, I got it." Luckily for him, it turned out to be a whole lot greater. In this case, it got the Big Show he needed, but is that really worth it? I think there's a lot more rivalries that could benefit with the Intercontinental Championship change. But also, it's easier to have a heel champion, I think, in some degrees than. But as I said, we've had Cody Rhodes for over 200 days as Intercontinental Champion. And honestly, how much has he done with it?
Yeah.
Besides make it change colors.
I have to agree.
He pulled the Michael Jackson on the belt.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Wow.
Oh
man.
Well, but you get my.
Oh man. That was.
I like to apologize. Yeah.
Bad. Bad. All right, let's get.
It's a joke you would have made if you thought of it.
That's true. But let's get on to the next thriller.
Is it a thriller though?
Thriller.
Anyway, the next match is Nikki Bella, the Divas Champion, versus Beth Phoenix in a rematch for the Divas Championship that's worth 4 points. And what?
I've got to be honest with you, I didn't even know there was a title change on Raw. Like, I had watched it, I know Beth got hurt, I saw it, but I had no idea Nikki won the title. I completely missed that. I don't know how, I don't know if I was blinking.
Well, you could have.
Let's probably listen to Michael Jackson on my iPod again.
Yeah, I mean, this match, again, this is another championship that Beth Phoenix had held for over 200 days.
Yeah.
And they just dropped it.
So was there already a record set, or did
she was getting close to breaking the all-time record by like 20 days or something. It wasn't much more.
They ruined it for, well, I mean, why did they ruin it though? I mean,
some saying that was legit injury, some not, but I mean, she still stepped in the match.
Yeah.
But there's something to this, I think. I mean, I don't see any reason why just throw a match where you potentially have somebody injured unless they wanted to have her like officially injured, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's just gotta be a twist. There's gotta be what a twist moment, you know? And who to pick? Why kill the Bellas when you're starting them up?
Yeah.
If they're starting them up for anything.
I mean, yeah, I don't see why you would take it off Beth. I mean, even if you took the stance, oh, they panicked because they thought Beth was injured, still, it's like.
And that's what it kind of looked like during the match is that, because the ending to the match, Beth had jumped off the ring rope, her leg went kind of awkward looking, and she started screaming pretty much. And then the Diva dog piles occurred there for a moment, and then they rolled Beth and Nikki back in the ring, and then Nikki just went for a schoolgirl very quickly. And that was like the end of the match, and there wasn't much to it after that. So it wasn't even like a fighting champion. She pretty much just went down.
Yeah.
So it kind of made it look, but for a rematch, of course so fast, you know.
But yeah, you can't count out that she'll get right back.
No, and I honestly I don't see it because again, if you give it back to Beth, you just killed that record holder, which I think is like Maurice. So that's something that they would want to erase from their history book because she's not with the company anymore. Get new people in there.
Yeah.
Which is something always WWE likes to do.
Especially with Beth, you know, she's one of the premier divas.
Right. Put your top divas in the top slots. Kind of like a rumor from WrestleMania, how Daniel Bryan and Sheamus was supposed to be the fastest match ever.
Yeah, but it was.
The best they could get is world title, but they still wanted that specifically named on there. So, and it was to replace the ECW championship, which it doesn't make sense anymore for WWE at the moment. Who knows? Looking at WWE.com, they talk way too much about ECW, so who knows? But yeah, as I said, again, new champion, why ruin the momentum?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you know how it is. WWE.
As I said, there's still a twist in this. Where it is, I can't honestly tell you.
But yeah, I think, I mean, if you want to play
and
it
who
safe.
knows? Who knows? It might be safe, you know? It might just be a pay-per-view match they wanted to add because they said, oh shoot, we can't not put Divas on the pay-per-view because that would be discrimination or something, you know?
I don't know.
Don't know neither, huh? How was something that was a little bit betterly put together?
Okay.
Like Randy Orton versus Kane in a Falls Count Anywhere match. 4 points. And this, I'll be honest, I would love to. This has kind of been one of those, like, at WrestleMania, it was like, okay, they had a match. Solid match. It really was a pretty good match.
Yeah, it was. I like the ending. But you may remember, y'all don't because y'all never got to listen to it, but you know, when we did the Nameless blog for Royal Rumble preview, I really wasn't crazy about that match. I didn't really care about the storyline. I don't think you did either, really. I don't think you really cared about the storyline all that much. But I think they've improved on it, and I've liked what they've done. What are you smiling for? You disagreeing, or
No.
well, am I stealing your thunder?
No. I don't remember that from the Royal Rumble.
Oh, did I say Rumble? I mean,
you did.
I meant WrestleMania. I'm sorry. I said WrestleMania.
That's what.
Y'all get what
yeah.
I'm talking about. So I like what they've done with it. I like that they've added the fatherly aspect to it, especially with you know, you got Cowboy Bob Orton, which has made appearances in the past in Orton's storylines, and of course Paul Bearer, who we haven't seen since Edge and Kane.
Well, right, which actually is a part of Kane's past recently, so that's even a nice little twist. This truly does feel like a Backlash or Extreme Rule next pay-per-view after WrestleMania match. This truly feels like one. Where Cody Rhodes and Big Show.
Yeah. I mean,
because literally what's happened for that match, going back for just a second, is that they've pretty much just reversed the roles. Big Show's now making fun of Cody, but Cody's still getting those few little nicks in there.
Which at first that was funny having Big Show get his kicks in, but now
right, for
it's
1 or 2
like,
days, but then it kind of became, while here you've developed into something new.
especially like what it's doing for Kane. Like Kane, they brought him back to be the dominant Kane we used to know in the match.
Right.
Because he lost that in the past few years.
That was a build up for WrestleMania. Is
Yeah.
that he gave into humanity one time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that, but the whole thing with why Orton was the reason for that was But I like how they, because
But they took it and
Cena.
ran with it.
Yeah, because he
and
lost
they
to Cena.
doing things that more defined. I'm sorry,
It's okay.
but more defined.
Yeah, and I think I like that they're making Kane a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? More reputable. More you can take him seriously now, whereas in the past it kind of felt like he was kind of a
Half
kind of
fake
like
monster.
a Santino, yeah, kind of like a Santino, where he's more of a character than he's actually a dominant force. Kind of like they're trying to build up for Lord Teamstop.
Right, yeah.
And so I like what they're doing with that, and I like that they fused Paul Bearer to cement Kane as I don't care.
But they still haven't even walked through him out of the title thing quickly, because it could have been just a name drop for the storyline. But there's still a chance it could mean something more.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the thing is, this is kind of the rubber match. They're 1-1 since WrestleMania, so there's no way really saying who could win that. I mean, and plus, is it the end of all?
Yeah.
That's another interesting question you kind of think about. But speaking of ending, there was something that ended early. A match at WrestleMania. Only, 18 seconds?
I think so.
Which is a rematch from WrestleMania, our next match, which is Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus, the World Heavyweight Champion. But there's a twist. What a twist! They're doing it 2 or 3 times in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the world title, 10 points.
So this I'm excited about, because this I don't think you're going to be able to do 18 seconds. I think this match I'm excited for. Because I was excited about this match at WrestleMania, and then 18 seconds later, I'm like,
this Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan was a match you could have paid for.
Mm-hmm.
And then, honestly, WrestleMania felt like a screw job again.
Well, at first I kind of felt a little chipped, but I'm okay.
The rest of the show was amazing, so and it was unique too.
Yeah, and I'm okay with how that happened, because Daniel Bryan kind of got all distracted, and Sheamus used it.
Oh yeah, I think just the plug. You built up so much for it, and then
did they build that match?
They did it every week, but you may not remember it.
Yeah, did they really? I mean, most of it was about how Daniel Bryan and AJ were doing.
Well, that happened to be the main part of the storyline in this case. So, but 2 or 3 falls. My honest opinion is, are we gonna have a 2 and out? 2 falls only.
Mm.
Because honestly, Daniel Bryan's held up the World Heavyweight Championship quite well. Ain't no putting it back on him with the new Yes chant. I mean, he has just became like mega starring,
Yeah.
He is like the new Kurt Angle almost to some degrees.
Yeah, in some
I mean, Kurt Angle started the what? Not on purpose.
What?
Daniel Bryan started the Yes chant. Not on purpose. That's when you say yes.
What?
Can't take you nowhere.
You can't.
So, and they're both submission experts, and look at what Kurt Angle. I mean, he's not with WWE, but
is Kurt Angle a vegan? Because if they're not, you cannot compare them. Yeah, didn't think so.
Well, once I love the gold medal, if that helps. But I mean, so Daniel Bryan is definitely World Heavyweight Champion material. But Shane is also a new champion.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of title changes here in the past month.
Yeah.
And I honestly, Sheamus has a lot of potential for SmackDown. Plus, you got Alberto Del Rio in the lineup for the world title match, and I think Christian somewhere might be getting a title because he's returning from injury and he just got messed up.
Yeah.
Let's just face it. But then also that was Punk doing it, so who knows? So I mean, there's a lot of potential for Sheamus,
Yeah, I think Sheamus.
and
Yeah.
unless you turn Daniel Bryan babyface, which you could do it. Okay, before WrestleMania, like the night before WrestleMania, I would say there's no way you could turn Daniel Bryan babyface after all this,
Yeah.
because he's irritating, which is what the goal of a heel is. While right after they started doing the yes chants, he's embraced it, changing his finisher move name to the yes lock. I mean, egotistical,
Yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
but look at Edge. He was the ultimate opportunist. Technically, he was doing heelish things, but being good at it, being
Yeah.
a good guy. So I mean, both have potential of winning the match and representing the babyface champion for SmackDown. And plus, who knows? Maybe the WWE draft possibly coming up because it's the time of year for it. Could there be champions crossing brands
Again?
again? Who
Yeah.
knows? But yeah, anything else on this match?
Not really, man. I think. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty much been that. My apologies. A lot of titles have changed in it.
Way recently too. That's
Yeah.
what
And except for the next one, most a lot of them have.
I think the only one that hasn't changed is the tag team champions, and
And that's
because
looking not so good for.
actually I think the only reason
pretty
why,
much.
and that's the reason for that is because they're not on TV.
Yeah.
That's the whole argument for their title. So yeah, I mean every other title seems like be changing. Even the United States changed, before WrestleMania. So I mean, literally, I think the only champion the tag team champion and the next champion is the only one that's survived so far. And well, that could
Who
change this
knows? Yeah.
Sunday. But the
So
next match we are talking about is CM Punk, WWE Champion, taking on Chris Jericho in a Chicago street fight. And it's a 10-point match. And I think we have to emphasize a 10-point match, or the Chicago part of it. Because it's CM Punk's hometown, and this entire storyline is built around CM Punk's personal life,
yeah.
including family, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean it's not as uncomfortable as Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole kind of thing, but it is kind of going into Punk's past and present, and kind of playing with fire in that sense.
Right, and this isn't the first time that families have been
No.
involved with it. I'm talking about non-wrestling families,
Yeah.
like first one, and plus also I'm referring to dark passes as well that you really don't know their past. Undertaker's one
Yeah.
great example. He's had multiple technical with Kane, his wife when he was the
DDC, Softy,
right. There's been a
Soft her.
Paul Bearer quite a few
Yeah.
times, So yeah, so there's a lot of little stuff there. But at the same time, this rivalry almost became weird.
Yeah.
And it all started before WrestleMania where Jericho's like, oh, by the way, your dad's an alcoholic. And Punk's like, dude, really? And he's like, oh, by the way, your sister? Former drug addict. You're welcome. I'm glad I told you that.
Didn't know he knew.
Yeah.
Thought I'd tell you.
And your mom is exact. And you're like, hey, now that's crossing the line.
And it's like, I mean, you get why it's happening.
You get
and
it.
you know it's bound to happen because Punk has always talked about being straight edge. He hasn't made this big deal out of it lately, but in the past it was a big deal. So
He
you
had
knew
an
it
entire
was
group
coming.
dedicated to it.
Yeah, so you knew that was somebody eventually they would use that, and I think it's made it interesting, to say the least.
But what I'm most confused about this is why is it taking a comedian twist to it almost? You have Jericho literally like becoming a private investigator, running around like, "Oh, I have evidence that you were at that bar, Punk." Dude,
Well,
I was just sitting there.
well, I mean,
Oh, okay. Next week, Jericho, I think it was what Alex Riley of all people, and he's
Yeah.
like, dude, he's drinking. What? And Jericho's just like, oh. I think he was even almost trying not to bust
Yeah.
out laughing at this scene. And then the whole uh doing the sober test on the in the
Yeah,
ring.
that was. I think that part kind of went. I mean, it was funny, but you could say it went over the line.
I think we know who was really drinking. The
Yeah.
writers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like the idea of it, but I thought they went a bit. Punk went a bit too far in trying to trick Jericho. But I mean, it makes sense that Punk would try to play off everything as kind of a joke to kind of get it off his past and drinking and
Try
mess with
to
Jericho.
right. I get that, but it's still kind of a weird twist.
It is, but I mean, you can see that happening with Jericho, though.
Right.
Because I think if he took it too seriously, it'd be really creepy and weird.
Well, but that's how he started it.
Well, yeah, but you kind of had to, kind of evolve. And then even when it started, it wasn't like creepy and weird. It was just like, what? It's like, how does he? I remember one night I was watching, and he was talking about doing some digging in his past, and it just like really he didn't say anything. It was like I think it was when he was talking about his mom or something, and like he never really said anything. I guess he was implying she was, had some problems just because of her husband was an alcoholic or ex-husband or whatever, and her daughter was on former drug addict.
And even then, Jericho, even at the end, was sitting there saying, like, actually, I feel the most pity for your mom because of all the stuff she had to deal with,
Yeah.
So it's like, as I said, it's like, I think in this case, almost consistency would help it.
Yeah.
Like, they did for like the Raw, they did the tape walking thing, and then Punk, was like, wait, let me try one more time. Not just do the Teddy Long takes the title, is trying to get halfway up the ramp.
Yeah.
Before Punk's like, hang on, wait, yeah, I could do this. So it's like,
yeah, I agree with that one.
and that was a long segment.
Yeah.
Like I said, don't get me wrong, great that the WWE Championship's gained some light, but it's really odd how it's being done. And then plus, for this match, Chicago keeps coming to mind.
Yeah.
And it's a street fight, meaning they're allowed to go anywhere in the arena.
And plus, can I just point this out? Maybe it's too much, but Jericho is a lot like Mick Foley in that he can lose a match and you won't think about it. Like you don't think of it as him losing.
No, look
because
at Russell.
It's always on par. I mean, even when he loses in high fashion. So.
Right. No. I mean, I don't see why Punk should lose because this would resolve a lot of stuff for him. But to lose in front of your family?
Yeah, well,
Randy Orton. Oh, yeah. But, as I said, for this match, I'm like, unless Jericho does something to the family,
yeah.
But that would only piss Punk off, and there's no rules, so, he's allowed to do it. Unlike WrestleMania, where that was the DQ part of it. And that is so unprofessional, sir.
Apologies.
But yes, as I said, I don't see why Punk would lose because he pretty much has free range of rules.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's a great chance for a twist, especially as I said, Chicago street fight. Look at the environment and look at the rivalry. But other than that, I don't.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for him to? Punk is one of the last surviving champions, and look at the trend we're going with. So, is he just another victim?
Yeah, he could be, but
Yeah.
I think if you were to just go based on hometown,
Punk has a successful right at Chicago for some reason.
Yeah, but
still, exactly.
You never know. There was somebody recently that lost in their hometown, aside from Orton at the Rumble. But what was it?
I think it was Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
For Divas Championship, and she didn't win it in her time. But Nick pay-per-view, she did win it.
Yeah.
Which kind of made it feel odd. But yeah, as I said, good matchup probably.
Oh, I think it's great.
I don't think that this should have started at WrestleMania with this particular chapter of the storyline. And so far, I think if you left it afterwards, for what we're talking about here is, at the last Nameless blog, I mentioned the fact that I didn't understand why the history of Punk was being brought up at that time before WrestleMania. I thought that would make it better after WrestleMania. From what we've seen, I still agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's right. Especially with Jericho losing and kind of as a way to get under his skin, get under Punk's skin,
Kind of
and
like
maybe
Punk sits there
turn
and
the
like,
table.
I beat you. You, I got in your head. I got you. What can you do? I'm untouchable. And then Jericho's like, you're close to untouchable. And then dig and put that syringe right into the heart.
Yeah.
Just dig it in as much as you could. But though what can you do?
You can only watch. Sit back and watch.
Or I guess you could also bring back the pain.
Oh, here it comes.
Yes, and for the final match of the pay-per-view, we have Brock Lesnar versus John Cena in an Extreme Rules match, 4 points. Wow.
Say that again.
This could be a WrestleMania quality match in some degrees. The return of a big name with I can't say as intense rivalry as like Rock Cena.
Yeah, but that had a year to go off. But yeah, Brock and Cena, it's weird because at first you want to say, oh, it's too soon, Extreme Rules. What?
He just came back. Brock literally
Yeah.
came back the night after Raw, along with Abraham Washington and Lord Tyson, or Tyson. Tensai.
Tyson has got the chickens.
I thought you went with the Hart Dynasty.
Yeah. I don't want to kid around.
But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, because this one, I could see where people are split on this. I could see where you would be. You got Brock Lesnar returning. He's been gone for, what, 8 years?
8 years, with his last match being at WrestleMania. Pretty much put on a horrible match and getting booed out of the arena anyways.
And then you have John Cena, who lost to The Rock, and people, including Edge and Roddy Piper. And
everybody has been pepping up. Even The Rock's almost started pepping up the John Cena, like, dude.
Yeah, especially the
this is it.
After WrestleMania, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, this is a hard match because you want typically when somebody as big as Brock returns, you're not going to have him lose.
But then you also don't bury one of your top sellers too, and I don't mean selling out to somebody else. I mean ticket sales for WWE, and they're John Cena's taken some weird losses here. The Rock, which okay, reasonable, but then Lord Tensai.
Yeah.
And it felt weird too. It wasn't even like John Laurinai's screw job situation.
Yeah.
Okay, what? It even felt weird. So if he lost here, it would be even weirder, especially with Edge coming out saying here, pretty much saying, "Where's the old John Cena?" Which that's also something else. Is this the return of Thugonomic Cena?
I did have a chain.
Yes, and I think he made his shorts a little bit shorter. I think.
Probably. And I mean, and that's what I've been wondering if they're kind of going for a change. If Edge come back, what happened to the intense John Cena? This isn't the intense John Cena that I had a rivalry with.
This ain't the guy that's on the Fruity Pebble box. Yeah. That's the one we're seeing. That's not the John Cena he knew.
Yeah, so, and I think it started with Roddy Piper and
this all started
Edge,
with The Rock pretty much. And then everybody just kept coming in and saying, you have to beat Rock, you have to prove that you're the top guy, and he didn't.
And now you can't let somebody, because Cena has always prided himself in, he lives, eats, and breathes WWE, so he can't let Brock Lesnar come in and just pull the money to make everyone else look bad and all the guys in the room.
Well, Brock is coming back saying, I'm making wrestling real again.
Yeah.
which is odd, but okay.
I can
We've
go
heard
with it.
we've heard weirder
Yeah.
before. I mean, good lord, we've had it Triple H doing it before, something along
Yeah.
that line. Yeah, you know, we there's a lot weirder stuff you could make a rivalry out of, you know. So I could not honestly tell you who to win. I mean, technically, they're. And here's the thing: what really I think's throwing this twist into the match is that John Cena actually got cheered halfway, and not just from the kids. I'm talking like the
Yeah.
entire audience.
Because it was kind of interesting to see how Brock comes in, everybody's cheering, all right,
With some
and
boos.
then yeah, but mostly it was cheers. People were excited.
Until Brock started talking.
You know, you don't.
Which, I don't know
Well,
if that
well, he
could have.
didn't talk the first week. I'm talking about the
Oh,
first week
first
he was
week,
there.
first week.
Is
Okay.
we want Brock, and then he comes out, and the place goes crazy. And then you're right. He starts talking, and he starts telling his spiel, and it's like okay. So now you've got the audience going. Do I hate John Cena more than I hate Brock Lesnar? Because now I've kind of always applauded. I've always liked this. What I like about Cena is he's like an everyday person in that he's not always going to be straight good guy. He's not always going to be straight heel.
He's going to do what he feels
Yeah.
is right.
And so he's not. Yeah, you may not think what he's doing is a good thing, or maybe you think it's a bad thing. So people are not always good and they're not always bad. There's always different sides of people, and I think sometimes when you just do, oh, he's a good guy, oh, he's a bad guy. Now you've got
Santino is one like he does the cover. That's just what he does. While Cena, he may sit there and be funny one week, but then turn into serious Cena.
Yeah,
We've seen that change quite a bit during the Rock. Exactly into ruthless aggression.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jack Swagger. When him and Kane and Cena had that thing, and he snaps on Jack Swagger. So I feel like Brock is kind of the heel, but a lot of people have asked themselves, who do I hate more, Cena or Lesnar? Because Lesnar's coming in like, I'm just here for the money. I don't care about these people.
I just want to beat people up.
I don't care about you. I care about me.
Also, I am a very good contract negotiator.
Also, you should tell Brock Lesnar that WWE is not NASCAR. You don't need sponsors on your
shirt. Well, that's also kind of like with John Cena for this. They're coming in as two different people. One's declaring real, while the other one's declaring their different version of real.
Yeah.
Brock's like, he's a real fighter, while John Cena's a real person. So, I mean, it's an interesting matchup. And then, as I said, going back to the original question, is this the return of Thugonomic Cena? Yeah. Or is this just...
Maybe not Thugonomic in terms of rapping, but more intense.
Oh, we heard his rapping. Trust me, that wasn't not his. He was rusty. Let's put it that way.
It was okay, but yeah, I mean, I think what I've been saying for a while is a part of kind of a change, not necessarily in that Cena's really going to change completely. It's more of a
more similar to a Undertaker or Triple H style, where Triple H, he went through a change or evolution. Hey, I should have stuck with that joke. He started out, being the guy, kind of like, hey, I'm good. But then he joined the Generation X, became funny. Then he became seriously good.
Yeah.
But then joined DX and became super funny. But then from like 2007 forward, he was a combination of both.
Yeah.
He could be the funniest guy, or he could be taking your head off. But it was a blend that was perfect, and just depending on what happened is what came out. And I think that's what they're trying to get Cena, where he's been kind of steering away from being controversial, let's say.
Yeah.
To switching to being in the middle of the two, of controversial and himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll push against it if he thinks it's wrong, but not necessarily, for the right reason. I think reasons are really what's powering it. So, as I said, And who the win? Do you kill the guy that to sign a brand new contract coming back? Or do you give the guy that's been making the money
And yeah, and you
and
can't
try to develop your product again?
and you can't really say that it's going to be DQ or count out because it's Extreme Rules. So
Something's got to happen.
now somebody you can't count out somebody interfering.
No, no.
You can't count out something like that or
Because this could be a ploy for another rivalry
yeah,
beginning.
exactly.
Who knows? Maybe Kurt Angle will return and screw one of them, you know?
Spoilers.
Spoiler! Ah, darn it. No, but as I said, I mean, but Kurt Angle, I guess, would be the best example because Cena started with him. Kurt Angle would be Brock's biggest rival, probably,
Yeah.
because they did truly have the best rivalry in WWE when during Brock's tenure. So, I mean, but somebody like Kurt Angle, I mean,
Yeah.
if he really did retire, I'd be shocked, but maybe there's something with that.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Funkasaurus comes down and distracts Brock with that
Maybe.
dancing.
Who knows? Who knows? I think that'll probably. I'll be interested to see how that match plays out.
And so that one's just really weird. Where's WWE going with it? As I said, for the rest of them, that one's kind of straightforward. But as I said, 3 or 4 of these matches, you're kind of like, is there a twist that could be? Because there could be easy twist, like Punk Jericho, easy twist. Orton Kane could be an easy twist that something kind of like shocking happened. Like, oh, whoa, did not see that coming, guys. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or the Nikki and Beth, which I think where this all kind of started.
Yeah. I don't know. All
But
I gotta say is good luck.
that's it. Oh, now, in terms of, like, this is kind of an easy pay-per-view overall. Easier than WrestleMania because there was a dead 50-50, while here, it's kind of a little bit of a mix. There's some matches that are pretty obvious, which, every once in a while, there's the web twist moment, but not too bad. But, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the matches are. I mean, of course, like I've said for a while now, WWE each season it seems like they're stepping up and they're changing things and twisting things around on you. But I think mostly it kind of looks straightforward. The whole match card. I think Brock and Cena, um, and then Orton and Kane. I think are the two that I would see really either way being just split. Don't know. The other ones I think they're more they're not as balanced. I think there's more pros for one person over the other.
And that's mainly because of the championships.
Again,
that's mainly because of the championships. And, well, no offense. They'll give a WWE championship to the next guy in 5 minutes if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They've done it before. So, I mean, that's not as big of a factor, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of heavy tilters, let's say. And we're not talking about anybody's weight.
Not again.
Not again. We didn't do that one time. But if there's nothing else,
I think that's it.
Alrighty, I think this Nameless blog hopefully will go live for one.
It should be up on YouTube very shortly. And hopefully, probably the next episodes or two will probably be audio on YouTube. But we'll
until we figure out something. If not, we'll enjoy doing it this way. Alrighty, so I guess until next time, I have been guest hosted with
Adam.
And I am Aaron, and I guess until next time, see you later.